Picture this. The skyline of Las Vegas lit up in neon. The harbor of Monte Carlo packed with $200 million yachts. Celebrities sipping champagne that costs more than your car. Formula One looks like the pinnacle of wealth and success, with a valuation that has tripled to over $30 billion. But here's what they don't show you. The small business owner in Vegas who lost $3.5 million in revenue because Formula One blocked his store entrance for 6 months. The abandoned racetrack in South Korea, crumbling in a swamp, with taxpayers still paying off $260 million in debt. The half-built circuit in Vietnam that cost hundreds of millions and never hosted a single race. Formula One sells itself as an economic goldmine. But for most cities, hosting Formula One isn't an investment, it's a trap. A financial extraction system designed to funnel public tax dollars into Liberty Media's pockets, while leaving locals with nothing but debt and tire marks. Today, we're exposing how this billion-dollar heist actually works. To understand why cities go bankrupt hosting Formula One, you have to go back to 2017. That is when Liberty Media bought Formula One for $8 billion. They greenlit Drive to Survive, turning Formula One into reality TV drama. They flooded social media with content, viewership exploded. Formula One became a lifestyle brand, but Liberty Media did not just want fans. They wanted to monetize everything, and the easiest target was the cities themselves. Most sports leagues operate on partnership models. When a city hosts the Super Bowl, the NFL shares financial risk. Formula One does not work that way. Formula One operates like an extortion racket. The city pays Formula One just for the privilege of having them show up. This payment is called a sanctioning fee. Traditional tracks like Silverstone pay around $26 million a year. Newer circuits are paying $55 to $60 million annually. Azerbaijan pays nearly $60 million. Qatar pays $55 million. Saudi Arabia pays the same. These contracts come with escalator clauses, increasing by 5 to 10% every year. Collectively, these fees generate around $900 million annually for Liberty Media. That is nearly $1 billion transferred from government treasuries before a single engine starts. And that $55 million is just the cover charge. Once the city signs, they unlock the infrastructure mandate. Liberty Media does not want races in remote locations anymore. They want content. Cars racing past the Eiffel Tower, the Las Vegas Strip, Marina Bay. They want street circuits. And this is where costs spiral. You cannot just close a road and race. F1 cars generate 5 Gs of force and reach 220 miles per hour. Cities must rip up miles of infrastructure and rebuild to FIA Grade 1 standards. They lay specialized asphalt sourced from specific quarries. They weld every manhole cover shut because suction can rip them out. In Las Vegas, a loose manhole hit a car during practice, causing millions in damage. Then comes concrete barriers, catch fencing, grandstands, and safety equipment. And because it is a street circuit, cities pay to set up and tear down every single year. It never ends. Look at Vietnam. In 2018, Hanoi signed a 10-year deal. They spent hundreds of millions building a circuit. Then the pandemic hit, and the key political backer was arrested on corruption charges. The race was canceled forever. Today, Hanoi has a massive concrete white elephant. Hundreds of millions evaporated. The track never hosted a lap, or Jeddah in Saudi Arabia. Construction costs alone topped $500 million. For a petrostate, maybe manageable. For a normal city, it is financial suicide. So how do politicians justify this? They lie about economics. They say we are spending $100 million, but we will generate $500 million in economic impact. This is the multiplier myth, and it is the foundation of the scam. Formula One contracts are designed so Formula One keeps everything profitable, while cities keep everything that loses money. TV rights worth billions? Formula One keeps 100%. Paddock Club hospitality at $10,000 per ticket? Formula One keeps 100%. Trackside advertising for Rolex and Heineken? Formula One keeps 100%. Merchandise? Formula One and teams keep 100%. What does the city get? Ticket sales from the cheapest seats. And Formula One is demanding a cut of that too. So cities rely on incidental spending. Hot dogs, hotel rooms, Uber rides. But economists have found the multiplier effect is almost always zero or negative. This is the crowding out effect. When Formula One comes to town, regular tourists stay away. They do not want traffic, road closures, and price gouging. Cities trade their steady stream of visitors for a spike of Formula One fans. Those fans are not spending at local shops. They are staying at international chains. The local economy gets noise and trash. Profits go to Liberty Media in Colorado. Look at the 2023 Las Vegas Grand Prix. Liberty generated over $1.2 billion in revenue. For locals, it was catastrophic. Formula One shut down major roads for months. They built a bridge that blocked access to dozens of businesses. One owner reported a 50% revenue drop during construction. He lost millions of dollars because customers could not reach his door. Restaurants were empty during race weekend because regular tourists avoided the city. Hotel prices hit $1,000 a night. Formula One erected screens to ensure nobody could watch for free. Business owners sued, claiming losses of $23 million. Formula One's response came from Greg Maffei, who said, "We brought $1.2 billion to the local economy." But that is an aggregate number. If MGM and Caesars made $1 billion while local shops lost $23 million, the economy grew. Locals were crushed. It is wealth concentration disguised as growth. Look at the Korean Grand Prix. Yeongam built a $260 million track in 2010 and promised a high-tech hub. The race lasted 4 years, and it lost money every year. Today, the track crumbles. Taxpayers still pay the bonds. The Indian Grand Prix cost $400 million. It hosted 3 races before a tax dispute shut it down. Return on investment was zero. Valencia in Spain spent $200 million on a street circuit. Now it is a ruin. Equipment has been stolen, and politicians are facing corruption charges. The pattern repeats. Promise, deal, reality, exit. Formula One leaves, and taxpayers hold the bag. So why do cities keep signing, signaling value and sports washing? For developing nations, hosting Formula One is a shortcut to legitimacy. If you are Saudi Arabia or Qatar, rebranding from oil and human rights abuses, $50 million a year is cheap marketing. You're buying 60 seconds of drone footage showing your city looking futuristic on televisions in 180 countries. It is a public relations loss leader. But for democratic cities with real budgets, the math does not work. Traditional tracks like Hockenheim cannot afford the fees. They have dropped off. They have been replaced by street races in authoritarian regimes or US cities where corporate interests bulldoze opposition. Liberty Media is moving from sport to entertainment. You go where money is dumbest and easiest. Formula One rides popularity from drive to survive. But bubbles burst. Eventually, cities will realize prestige is not worth $500 million in debt. Eventually, residents will sue races out of existence. Eventually, only places where governments do not answer to voters will host races. So what can you do? If your city is considering Formula One, demand transparency. Demand public contracts. Most deals are signed behind closed doors. Demand independent economic analysis, not inflated projections from promoters. Watch which cities drop races. Hockenheim dropped out. Valencia collapsed. Korea crumbled. India shut down. These are not coincidences. They are evidence of a broken business model. You cannot fix Formula One alone, but you can refuse to subsidize it. Show up to city council meetings. Vote out politicians who sign secret deals. Spread the word before other cities make the same mistake. The Formula One trap is designed to look glamorous, but now you know what is really happening behind the champagne. You know where money flows, and you know who pays the bill. If you found this valuable, hit the like button and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if your city has hosted or is considering hosting Formula One.